Picture this. You wake up late, already running behind schedule. Classic start, right? You stumble to the kitchen, desperate for a caffeine fix. Because who needs sleep when you have coffee, right? You hit the brew button on your trusty coffee maker, expecting a steaming pot of liquid motivation. Spoiler alert, it's not going to end well. Instead, an eruption of epic proportions. Coffee geysers skyward, splattering the ceiling with dark roast despair. It's like Old Faithful, but with more caffeine and less predictability. This, my friends, is how my day began. And it only gets better from here. I should have known it was an omen, a cosmic sign that the universe was feeling particularly mischievous. Or maybe it just needed a good laugh. Because what followed was a symphony of everyday absurdities, each more ridiculous than the last. Seriously, it was like a comedy sketch on repeat, from misplacing my phone, only to find it in the refrigerator. Because where else would it be, to accidentally wearing mismatched shoes to an important meeting, making a fashion statement no one asked for? The day spiraled into a hilarious free fall. Think of it as a slapstick routine minus the safety net. It was as if Murphy's Law had thrown a party and I was the guest of honor. And let me tell you, Murphy knows how to throw a wild one. But here's the thing about unexpected chaos, it's also inherently funny. Like a sitcom, but with more coffee stains. I mean, when you're standing there dripping coffee and contemplating the existential dread of a mismatched sock day, you can either cry or laugh. I chose laughter. It's hard not to laugh. Because if you don't, the universe wins. Because life, in all its messy, unpredictable glory, is basically a stand-up comedy routine waiting to happen. And guess what? You're the headliner. So, buckle up, comedy enthusiasts, as I recount the day's misadventures, and prove that sometimes, laughter is the only way to survive. Proving that laughter is indeed the best beverage, even when you've already ruined your coffee. Cheers to that. First on the agenda after the coffee apocalypse, braving the grocery store. Because who needs caffeine when you have chaos? Now, I consider myself a seasoned supermarket shopper, adept at navigating crowded aisles and dodging rogue shopping carts. Think of me as the Indiana Jones of grocery shopping, but this day had other plans. Plans that involved a lot more elbow grease and a lot less dignity. It was as if the entire town had decided to replenish their cereal and toilet paper supplies simultaneously, because nothing says panic like a shortage of Frosted Flakes and Charmin. The produce section resembled a contact sport, with people elbowing each other for the last perfectly ripe avocado. I half expected a referee to pop out and call a foul. The dairy aisle? Let's just say the smell alone could curdle milk, and possibly your will to live. And don't even get me started on the express lane, where the definition of 12 items or less seemed open to wild interpretation. Apparently 12 is just a suggestion. And then there were the fellow shoppers. A cast of characters straight out of a sitcom. The lady meticulously inspecting each banana like she was defusing a bomb. Spoiler alert, she didn't find the perfect one. The teenager blocking the entire aisle with his cart while engrossed in a text conversation about, well, I'm sure it was something utterly fascinating. Probably debating the merits of pineapple on pizza. And let's not forget the gentleman serenading everyone with his off-key rendition of Sweet Caroline while perusing the frozen foods. Because nothing says frozen peas like a karaoke session. It was a symphony of supermarket absurdity, a testament to the human capacity for both patience and utter ridiculousness. And a reminder that sometimes laughter is the best grocery list. We live in the age of technology, where our lives are ruled by smartphones, laptops, and devices designed to make life easier, or so they say. Emphasis on designed to. Because let's be honest, technology has a sneaky habit of backfiring, often in the most spectacularly hilarious ways. It's like it has a secret vendetta against us. Take, for instance, my attempt to join a very important video conference. Spoiler alert, it didn't go well. I had my suit jacket on, top half only naturally, my hair strategically styled to conceal the coffee stains, and a complete inability to turn on my camera. Classic. I clicked, I toggled, I even resorted to pleading with the laptop. I was one step away from offering it a bribe. The camera remained stubbornly off, leaving my colleagues to wonder if I was broadcasting live from a witness protection program, or maybe I was just a really shy ghost. And then there's autocorrect, the digital jester that loves to turn innocent messages into declarations of love. grocery lists into Shakespearean sonnets, and professional emails into invitations to a polka party. It's like having a prankster in your pocket. It's like having a mischievous gremlin in your phone, determined to sabotage your communication one hilarious typo at a time. Thanks, autocorrect, for making me look like a poet and a fool. Don't even get me started on smart home devices that seem to have a mind of their own. They're like rebellious teenagers. I once asked my virtual assistant to play some relaxing jazz music. Simple enough, right? It responded by blasting heavy metal at a decibel level that would make a rock star proud. So much for relaxation. They say clothes make the man or woman. But what if your clothes are out to get you? On this particular day, my wardrobe seemed determined to turn me into a walking punchline. I mean, who knew ties could be so rebellious? It started subtly. A mismatched sock here, a coffee stain strategically camouflaged by my jacket there. I was basically a fashion ninja. But as the day wore on, my fashion faux pas escalated with alarming speed and hilarity. It was like my closet had a vendetta. It was during an important meeting that I realized I had committed a cardinal fashion sin. Fashion police, arrest me now. Remember those mismatched socks? They decided to make a grand appearance when I crossed my legs, exposing my sartorial negligence to the entire room. Talk about a sock scandal. The worst part? I tried to play it cool to pretend like mismatched socks were a deliberate fashion statement. Spoiler alert, no one bought it. But the stifled snickers from around the table told a different story. My dignity was hanging by a thread. And then there was the zipper incident. Because why stop at socks when you can have a full-blown wardrobe rebellion? Let's just say I'm grateful for small mercies. And the fact that duct tape is surprisingly versatile in emergency situations. Who knew it was the Swiss Army knife of fashion? The moral of the story? Always check your wardrobe carefully before venturing out into the world, or risk becoming the office jester. Or better yet, embrace the unexpected. Because sometimes you just have to roll with the fashion punches. After all, a little wardrobe malfunction never hurt anyone except maybe their pride. And hey, at least it makes for a great story. Ah, small talk, the social lubricant that keeps the gears of everyday interactions spinning, or, in my experience, grinding to an awkward halt. I'm not sure what it is about casual conversation that turns me into a bumbling fool, but there you have it. Take, for instance, my attempt to engage in some elevator chit-chat. I boarded, saw a friendly-looking face, and decided to break the ice with a casual comment about the weather. Lovely day, isn't it? I chirped, mentally patting myself on the back for my social prowess. My fellow passenger stared at me as if I had just launched into a Shakespearean soliloquy. It's pouring rain, he deadpanned, gesturing to the torrential downpour visible through the elevator's panoramic windows. Or there was the time I tried to compliment a colleague on her new hairstyle. It's different, I exclaimed, trying to mask my utter lack of anything remotely insightful to say. She just sighed. It's a wig, she replied, adjusting the obviously synthetic hairpiece. The takeaway? Sometimes silence is truly golden. Or at the very least, it's less likely to get you a one-way ticket to Awkwardville. Population U. So there you have it, a glimpse into my day of epic comedic misadventures. Trust me, it was like living in a sitcom. From exploding coffee to technological malfunctions, it was like my appliances were auditioning for a slapstick comedy. From supermarket shenanigans to the perils of small talk, I was basically a walking, talking blooper reel. It was a masterclass in embracing the absurdity of everyday life. And you know what? I nailed it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Because who needs normal when you can have hilarious? Because in the grand scheme of things, these little moments of chaos are what make life interesting. And let's be honest, way more entertaining. They remind us to laugh at ourselves, even when we look like a hot mess, to find humor in the unexpected. Because sometimes life throws you a curveball, and it hits you right in the funny bone. And to never, ever underestimate the power of a well-timed wardrobe malfunction. Now, seriously, it's comedy gold. The key is learning to be the star of your own show, even if your co-stars are chaos and calamity. Even when the script goes hilariously off the rails. Improvise, adapt, and laugh it off, and if all else fails, there's always duct tape. The unsung hero of comedy. It's the duct tape that holds the universe together. Or at least my sanity, or at least my dignity. So remember folks, when life gets absurd, just roll with it and maybe keep some duct tape handy. And now for the grand finale, it's time for the ultimate prank compilation, Excited Tone. This chapter features a series of ultimate pranks that will leave you in stitches, from classic whoopee cushions to elaborate setups. Get ready to laugh out loud. Imagine walking into your office and finding your desk wrapped entirely in aluminum foil, or answering your phone only to hear a goat bleating on the other end. Chuckle. These pranks are the epitome of harmless fun, bringing smiles and giggles to everyone involved. Prank sound effects. Picture this: a coworker sitting down only to hear that unmistakable whoopee cushion sound. Laugh. Or the old switcheroo where someone's computer mouse just won't seem to work because the prankster put a piece of tape over the sensor. But wait, there's more. How about the classic fake spider on a string causing a hilarious jump scare? Or the timeless joy of a rubber chicken hidden in unexpected places? The creativity and laughter that go into these pranks remind us all that sometimes laughter truly is the best medicine. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this compilation of ultimate pranks. And remember, folks, it's all in good fun. Who knows, you might just get inspired for your next office prank. Wink.